dedication to want to be here and to serve the church for you, Lord Jesus. Father, I just pray that whatever they do, they'll be hands and feet of you and to serve, to further the kingdom. And give us a great time here and then learn the information that we need to learn and then help us to say the right words and pray all this in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, so I'm actually going to use your volunteer training PowerPoint that Pastor Kat had graciously given me. It covers a lot of good information, so I thought I was going to stick with it. So we're going to train for both youth and children ministry material for today. And for some of those who have never heard of this, so this is actually to protect you. It's not to say, hey, don't do this, don't do that. There's some of that too, but it's really more about protecting you and protecting the church. Because when you come in here, you say you're volunteering, you are representing the church. So it's very important that you know who you're representing and how you work this. Okay, so today's training overview is we're going to talk about why do we have training and safety policies, and then our screening, CCPC screening process, a definition of abuse, and reporting and responding protocols, and keeping everyone safe and representing the church. So we do training because we're keeping everyone safe and preparing for various situations and communicating expectations for each other. So we're telling you what we expect you to do as volunteers, as a church, and then so this is where we're going to teach you that. And we're also going to help you to say, okay, if this happened, what do we do? Okay, you know, a lot of the people like Manny who's tall, right? And so what the younger kids love to do, hang over them like monkeys, right? And then, is that appropriate? Not at all, okay? That's actually can get Manny in trouble or can get church in trouble. So many need to learn how to say no to the children. And then if you use such a mean voice to the no, the kids will cry, and then the parents will get mad at you, and guess what? Now you're in a vicious cycle of, you're in trouble again. I can't let them hang on me, but I can be mean to them by telling them no. So how will many do that? Okay, so hopefully we'll teach you how to handle that kind of situation when it happens. Okay, and keeping you safe. There's many ways we can keep you safe by teaching you how to do appropriate things. Okay, so there is a church policy for children and youth safety. Who is Pastor Cash? Oh. Have anybody seen that policy? Ooh, that means no. Have you seen the policy? Okay. I'm going to ask Pastor Kat to email it to the leaders, like for DVBS, to make sure you guys get a copy of that policy. Okay, there's no reason to have a policy and nobody read it, nobody knows about it. So you guys have to read it over before you start volunteering, all right? And then we'll define what's abuse. What does abuse look like? And then we'll screen you. Okay, because you're under 18, a lot of you guys won't be checked with police check, but if you're 18, you will have to. So under 18, you can volunteer, but you don't have to get police screened because you're not old enough. Okay, just so you know, not because church being mean want to put you through the police check. My son doing umpiring for the softball before. He was screened at 14. Okay, so this as young as 14. Well, there's no criminal records like young, but they do get screened really young and other different sports kind of stuff. No, that was based on age. So every year he had to get screened. Okay, so and then we also modify parameters for health and safety and organizational procedures, including permanent documents of information. So when you get application from the children to come to DVBS, those information are called permanent documents. Okay, church actually cannot shred them after 7 years. We need to keep them forever and ever and ever, amen, kind of thing. So you actually have to keep them all. That's by law. Okay, so those are permanent documents. In other words, don't lose them and don't leave them hanging around on the table. So the minute they finish them, give them to the person who's in charge so they can put it in the file, put it away. Okay, that's another reason why we love digital document forms, because it's already on the computer. We don't have to worry about this piece of paper hanging out everywhere. All right, so unfortunately, that doesn't always happen in all situations. So you need to make sure if you give a piece of paper that looks like a permanent document. So what does a permanent document look like? What's on it? What do you think's on it? What do you think permanent, Alan? Okay, your name. What else? Birth date. Medical conditions. Anything else? What do you think? When you do signing some paper in school, what does school make you sign? Many. Parents' signature, okay. What else? Alan? You got parents' signature, okay. What else? Your address? Right. So anything with Alberta healthcare number in it, okay? Your address, your name, and then your medical conditions, those are permanent document, private documents. So anything that even if you think about going, okay, I don't want to share this information, there will be those permanent documents. So if you don't share yourself, don't make sure you take care of it. Don't share with anybody else. Okay, those are the permanent documents. Okay, and the incident reports and response protocols, so we'll let you know how to work those. And the incident reports, we need you to make sure when you fill it out, you make sure you give it to Pastor Kat right away. Okay, it's no delay, and then there's nothing else. I will go through it later to teach you how to do that stuff. So the screening process, so only people who is over 18 will be screened. So it's only who's over 18 here besides Manny, Josh. No, you're not. Just two more months. You're almost there. You're almost there. Yes, you are. You're 18 now. So you're over 18. Is that okay? Sorry, you're legal. So if you commit crime, you have to go to jail. That means you're 18. Does that make sense now? Okay. Okay. So if you're not 18, so Josh had to be screened this year because he's over 18, and then everyone else on this side of the Red Sea is had to be screened. It's just really funny how this works. Okay, so police information check. I think if you actually haven't done one for the last 3 to 5 years, you need to get one done every 3 years. I think school gets done, teachers get done more often, right? Oh, okay. But you probably have one from school, so we're good. Okay. And then if you volunteer in school systems, you got one, so you're good. So as Pastor Kat, those are good to go for here. Some schools, some churches will not take the ones from other places, but some churches okay with that. So if you're volunteering over 18, if you fail a police check, you do get a discount if you get a letter from the church to say that you're volunteering. Okay, if you're not, it's very expensive now. I think they charge you $55 each. Used to be only $30, and I heard that's still going up. So you want to get your volunteer letter because that only charge you $15 is what I understand still. Last they charge you. Okay, so get that letter, and that police check is yours, and it's usually good for 3 to 5 years in different churches. So then you get to keep. So if you look for another volunteer job, even working at Stampede this year, if you decide to do that, but if you're working at DVBS, you probably not. That police check will be good for 2, okay? So there's a lot of different places will be good to do that. Yes? You lose it. Good point. So once you get the access online to give you say, hey, you got it, and make sure you print it, okay? I need you to find a chair with the candy. Sorry. Somebody crossed the Red Sea. Okay. Good job, Jaden. They don't want to sit with the older people. I don't know why. Okay. Are we good now? Okay. Okay. And then you have to go through this training every year. That's why you're here, right? Okay. You know what? I got to tell you, you guys are most dedicated volunteer I have seen because I have not seen anybody will come on Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock for volunteer training yet. So good for you. Thank you for coming. Your commitment will be granted, but it will be rewarded later. Okay. Let's talk about abuse. That's a very difficult subject. So if you don't feel comfortable to talk about it, I will let you go with Pastor Kat for the next little 5 to 10 minutes. If you're okay to sit around and talk about it, and then we're not going to ask you to share your experience. We're just going to ask you. I'm just going to define what each one of them are. So, if anybody here not comfortable to talk about abuse, okay. Manny, give me a hand. Is that abuse? Is that abuse? Okay, some people think that's abuse. All right? So you have to be really careful how you define abuse, okay? Just because the way you define abuse sometimes is not how other people define abuse. Literally, I did it in front of his mom. She's taking pictures so she can take it to the court and be evidence. Yeah. So there's all different kind of abuse. Okay. Sometimes we assume that that preschool, and daycare, and churches were safe place for the children, but that's no longer a safe assumption. Okay, there's many places that prove that people at church goes, oh yeah, with uncle so and so, auntie so and so. They are actually sometimes the worst. They are the ones that can abuse children without even being recognized that they were abusers. Okay, and many cases now has been in court since 2007 even. Planned to Protect had discovered that a lot of the abuse came from somebody you know, somebody you're familiar with. Okay, so you have to be really careful, not taking that for granted, thinking, oh yeah, they are teachers, they are preschool daycare workers, they're church pastors, they won't be abusive. Trust me, they can be. It might look differently at different situations, but they are definitely abusive. So what I did to many could be physical abuse. Okay, that's just one form of abuse. That's not all of it. Okay, so who can tell me what other abuses are there? Many. Wow, you went straight to a difficult one, huh? Okay. Fire abuse, different abuses, sexual abuse. Many? Not quite. Emotional. She's smarter. Yeah. Learn from your cousin. Got 3 more. Any takers? 5 different abuses. Yeah, the most obvious I just did to you. Physical abuse. No, it's not excluding. What else? I got 2 more. Sorry, I can't count. It's 4. Alan. That's mental abuse is almost like emotional kind of thing too. Yeah. They actually count neglect as abuse. Okay, so especially with children. All right. We used to have a daycare, run a daycare at the church I was at, and what happens if the daycare parents drop them off really first in the morning, and then they don't come back until pick them until like 6 o'clock at night when we're closing, and consistently more than a week at a time, we can actually report that parent, because that's neglect. Okay, you don't drop off the kids 7 in the morning and then don't pick up till 6 p.m. Now there's different cases, like a single mom has worked hard, and then we need to they have written letters saying that that's the reason why. But they need to find somebody else to pick them out earlier. So having the child at daycare longer than 12 hours is not good. 11 hours is not a good thing. So I can see as a neglect, okay? So neglect will be the same thing. So just like DVBS, right? But you guys always get them once a week, so it's not too bad. But if you see the neglect, you can tell the child has been neglected, because it involved like the child is like physical needs is not being taken care of. They're dirty, okay, and they seem to be always hungry. Just because kids are hungry doesn't mean they're neglect. Some people just have big appetite, right, Manning? I'm just kidding. Okay, so but you have to be careful not look at neglect as abuse. Okay, so neglect is actually also abuse. So is bullying. Okay, bullying is a form of abuse, and it is a common problem in the community at the school. I think you guys all know about bullying, right? Who knows about the Pink Shirt Day? Pink Shirt Day. That's bullying day, right? So you guys all know about that, so I don't need to go further into that. But remember, that's the 5th. The bullying is the 5th abuse. Okay, so actually, no, sorry, I was wrong. This is spiritual abuse also from the church point of view. Okay, so what does each abuse might look like? Can somebody tell me what's emotional abuse? Okay, if you get the right answer, you get a prize. I got a little Hello Kitty Lego from Taiwan. What is it? she puts her hand out really quick. So what is it? What does emotional abuse look like? If you're on a Hello Kitty Lego. Do it for your mom. Okay. Your mom calls you names. Okay. Good names though, right? Like, no? She calls you bad names? Oh wow. Good job, mom. Sorry. That too could be emotional abuse. Not enough. I want something heavier. What's emotional abuse? Yep. That too. What else? Yeah, or they just sad, but they cannot be sad. They're not allowed to be sad, or they are angry, but they cannot be angry. That kind of thing because you're controlling that, and that's all emotional abuse, right? So here, Amy, you can actually have this. Okay, so what is the form of physical abuse then? Do you see that as abuse or no? That's bullying. Okay, fixed abuse can including beating, hitting, shaking, pushing, choking, biting. Hopefully nobody bites anymore. Burning, kicking, or assaulting a child with a weapon. Okay, that is physical abuse. All right. So sexual abuse is up there, so I don't need to reread it. So example of children's sexual abuse, including finding stuff and touching inappropriately and the stuff like that. So we good with that? Okay, Gauding, next. This is such Chinese church. Okay, and then we talk about bullying already. So how do you respond to that if you see, okay, I think the child's being abused. So how do you report? Can we get somebody else to answer the question besides Manny? I'm sorry, Manny. You're so smart, you know everything. I need somebody else to answer the question. Anyway. It's a different hand. Anyone? How do you report abuse if you see one? How do you suspect the child being abused? Should we ask teacher Sarah? Sarah, how do you know if the child's abused at home? Do you know what the reporting system is? Okay, so there is a form to report. Okay, so even if you suspect, okay, I think this child's being abused or of neglect or anything like that, you can fill the form, give the pastor cat. And what do you do after that? What do you do with that form? After you give the pastor cat, do you go back to the child? What do you do? What do you do after you give the report to Pastor Cat? I don't bite. It's okay. Tell me. So what do you do? Manny? Okay. The buck stopped at Pastor Cat. So once you give that report to Pastor Cat will talk to the board if it's necessary and report to the police if it's necessary. So you need to trust the decision Pastor Cat's going to be doing. Okay? So once you fill the form, give to Pastor Cat, you need to leave it. That's what I'm trying to get at you. Okay? You need to leave that. And I'll go back to the child. Do not ever, ever go, you'll be okay now because I reported to Pastor Cat. Don't ever, ever say that to a child because that's an empty promise. We cannot tell them they'll be okay because that's not what we know is going to happen. Okay? So don't make promises to a child when you have suspect any abuse situation. Could be spiritual abuse even at the church, right? So, but do not ever, okay, go back to the child and say, you'll be okay because I have reported. Okay? And then don't go and talking about it to everybody else. Okay? That's the place you need to keep it to yourself. You fill the report, give the Pastor Cat, and pretty much pray with Pastor Cat and walk away. Okay, to know that church will take care of it. Yes. Yeah. 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 Do you know why you can't talk about it? Because anybody you talk to, you'll get pulled to court if they go to court as witnesses. So don't put your friends through that. Okay? The situation is bad enough it is. You don't get a whole group of people involved. Okay? And that's the reason why I said the buck stops at Pastor Cat. Okay? You may still have been involved later when you get called upon to it, but not at the time. So try to keep that to yourself and the Pastor Cat if you see that. I don't think a lot of churches think, oh, it's not ever going to happen here. The thing is, you got people coming from the community that you might not know that well, and you need to be careful. Okay. Again, this training is really help you to be careful. So you be really, really careful with that kind of stuff. I'm gonna say it's not gonna happen. We're gonna have a great time at DVBS because we know we always have, right? But this kind of stuff you need to be prepared for just in case. Okay, just like 911, right? Just like first aid classes. You take it so that you know what to do, but you don't always need, hopefully you don't use it all the time, right? Unless you're EMS or something. That's your job, okay? So I'm assuming the report will be available to the volunteers at the DVBS, okay. Yeah. Okay. So make sure you know where that report is, and make sure, again, just like a child, youth and child policies, you guys need to also read that real quickly. Apparently, that need to be, so you know what to do and what not to do, what's the expectation of you from the church, all right? So reporting is directly to Pastor Cat, and buck stops there, and do not talk about it after that. And definitely, please remember again, if you don't remember anything out of this, is keep the confidentiality confidential, okay? And do not go back and tell the child it'll be okay. Okay, that's not what our job is, okay? Okay, in order to keep everyone safe, let's go to the classroom and program ratios. Who can tell me what your ratios at church? Don't put that PowerPoint up, please. Okay, what's your ratio here, do you know? For DVBS volunteers, what's the child ratio? One volunteer to how many children? 5. Okay, 1 to 5. I'm assuming that's elementary school. Is that why? Okay. 1 to 5. So remember, one hand. How many fingers you have in one hand? Okay, 1 to 5. Okay. So what happens when you don't have enough? If you have too many kids in your group somehow? Is that what we do at church, Grace? Remember? I got my volunteer looking for each other's kids because if you lose one, somebody else finds it, they get charged $10 for a child. So that's my church. Some people do lose children, so remember. But you know what though? You're never gonna have missing child in that case, right? It might work. So 1 to 5. So if you by yourself have more than 5 children, you better pull another volunteer to sit with you, okay? Because you shouldn't be doing that. Okay, make sure you keep the ratio 1 to 5. One hand. Now you remember that. 5 fingers. Okay, so during Sunday morning, if you're working with church on Sunday mornings, how many do you think is for babies? Yeah, in nursery. It's 1 to 2. You got 2 hands, so you can hold on to it, right? Jenny's really good out with the twins, so it's 1 to 2. Okay, toddlers is 1 to 4. Preschool, again, back to 1 to 5. And grade 1 to 2, this is Sunday and Friday night, okay? Grade 1 to 2 is 1 to 8. 3, 4 is 10, 1 to 10. My question is that adult volunteers or is that including youth volunteers? Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. So you need to make sure there's an adult volunteer with you or paid staff. That's going to be for the 1 to 5 even. Okay. So in other words, don't do it by yourself. If you like grade 8 nurse, you volunteer in the summer, don't be by yourself with 5 kids. You make sure many. Who else is paid here? Cassandra, right? And Jaden. Okay. Make sure they are around. Okay. You guys who's paid, make sure your ratio's there. Okay. Okay, 1 to 10, and grade 5 now is 1 to 12, so that's including youth. Okay, now we'll talk about ratio. Let me test you again. Can you put that away? Okay, how many are for nursery? What's the ratio for nursery? 2, yes. What's for toddlers? Toddlers. Yeah. What's for DVBS? One hand, remember? One hand. Okay, and what's for grade 5 and up? It's 12. You don't have enough fingers for that one. Okay? Okay, now you know important numbers for those who's working with summer is 1 to 5. Okay? And make sure that one is not just you as a volunteer, it's you and the paid staff. Okay, together. Okay, please make sure you don't go too far from that. Now let's talk about DVBS. You guys still go on trips in the afternoon? Okay, what kind of information do you take with you if you go on the trips? Do you just put your backpacks and go? Any? Okay. The permanent documents I told you not to lose, right? So you make sure there's a binder to have those, and somebody's responsible. And do you know what else is good to go with that backpack? It's your first aid kit, okay? And things you need. So you need to make sure that backpack gives somebody volunteers that's responsible, like Jaden. And make sure they are with you at all times, okay? Because something happened while you're out there in the water park, and the ambulance need to come. They need those information. You also need to contact the parents, and those information are in those documents. So those are very important documents. Don't leave the church without them, okay? Pastor Cat. Awesome. Okay, so there's a cheat sheet that Pastor Kat is going to put together for the trip, so they're going to go in the binder and go on the trip with you. Okay, yeah. So I'm assuming they're in the divider kind of page, so you get wet. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay, or laminate or whatever. Okay, and those information you need to make sure stay with you and make sure you bring them back. Don't accidentally leave them in the park because there's a lot of private information in those sheets. Okay, so make sure you take it back. Don't lose any kids, and make sure you take them back with you. Okay. Now, how do you show a child that you really like the child? Be nice, yeah, that's one way. Maybe. Give them candy. Some parents might not appreciate that, and then if the child's diabetes, then it's not a good thing. What else? How other way to show them that you like them, they are nice, that you're nice? What? Give them stickers. Yep, you can do that too. But if you don't have stickers around, Alan, go down to their level, bend down to the level. Okay? So imagine me talking to Manny right now, right? Do you feel intimidated because I'm taller than you? Hi, Manny, how are you? Yeah? Do you really like it? Do you like DVBS? Why not? Why am I scary? Why am I scary? I'm bigger than you, yeah. But if you go down lower to their level, hi, Manny.
Hello.
How are you?
Okay.
Good. Are you ready for DVBS? Yeah. Okay. So you need to bend down to their level, and then so that they'll feel more friendly. Okay. After I'm on my knees a lot of times because they're tiny, right? So or you can just tell them to sit down. You can sit down beside them. It's another way to talk to them about it. And give them high fives. Okay. Bumps, high fives. Please do not give them a fall down hug. Okay, unless you're related to them. Okay. Side hugs is how you do it. Okay, especially for guys, okay, for you guys that's working with the DVBS, please don't give them full-on hugs because it can be taken the wrong way. Okay, do side hugs. Okay, you can pat on the head. Don't pat it too hard. It could be physical abuse then. Thanks for demonstrating that. Okay, and give a high five. Do a high five. Okay, and then you hold a crying baby, which you guys don't have to worry about that part. Really? Really? Baby. He's not a baby. Okay. Inappropriate display is to fall down hugging them. And then also to touch areas that were covered by bathing suit. I say bathing suit here, okay? I did not say bikinis. Okay? So regular old grandma bathing suit, that's the area you shouldn't touch. Okay? So remember that. Do not touch anything that bathing suit covers. Okay? And then when you do not carry a child that's older than 4-year-old. So in other words, in DVBS, don't you ever carry anybody. Okay? You can give them the hand to hold on to, a finger to hold on to, or even your backpack, you can hang on to your backpack, but do not carry them. Please do not carry them. Okay? And then also do not prolong the physical touch with the child. Okay? Don't forever, or have them sit on your lap. That's the thing a lot of the children like to do for the leaders, is go climbing up to their lap and sit down there. You need to put them beside you. Okay? They can sit beside you, but not on your lap. Okay? And that's inappropriate if you put them on lap. And if a child is sick, do you sign them in? What's it sick? How sick? What's the rule here? Is there a rule? Sick child. Okay, so you actually let them drop them off anyways? Okay. Okay, so when they're sick, they get isolated right away. So you need to make sure you have enough people to help out with that, and then somebody need to stay with the sick child. You don't leave them. Say, here, go to the room, sit there, and stay on the couch. And you go back out to your activities. No, 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 no. One of you need to stay with them. And also, I love the windows here because then people can see what's going on. So you're not actually in the isolated area that no one knows what's going on. Because the child can say, "Oh, she's touching me inappropriately. He's touching me inappropriately." while nobody else can see you, and that'll be between her words and your words, right? So it make sure somebody else is there to be your witness. Okay. So if they come, they should never be dropped off. And also, if you're the only one back there because you're here early and the parent wants to drop them off, there's nobody else here, please don't accept them. May the parent stay until another volunteer shows up. Okay? Don't be by yourself with anybody anytime. That's the rule. Okay? If Manny's here but he's in the back, Cassandra here at the desk, and that's only 2 people in the whole building, okay? Cassandra cannot take that child until Manny comes out. The parents cannot leave the child until the parent comes out, until Manny comes out. Sorry, Kendra. Sorry, I called your wrong name. Sorry. Okay. So Kendra cannot just sit there and take the child, sign the child in until Manny shows back up. Okay? And that's really important. Okay? Always make sure there's 2. Okay? If I want to talk about the event of emergency evacuation. So this is something I want to do. I don't know how much you guys know about this. Here's a map of the church. Can I get pencil passed out to everybody? Okay, take a piece of paper and use the marker that's going to pass around. So Pastor Kat has nicely draw a picture of a church for us in different quadrants. Okay, this is why I need you to mark down on every quadrant of the church where is the exit if there's a fire. Do it by yourself, no sharing. Is the window shield in the basement? I think it is, right? It's not from the. I think it's from the inside, isn't it? From the inside, but there's a bar, right? Okay. Do you have one? Do you need one? Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Do you guys think you got it? Okay. They need to go around the building to make sure they're correct. So can Pastor Kat take, or somebody want to take them and lead the group? Oh, someone's coming in right now. Okay. Pastor Kat's going to walk around the building with you, and they show you where the actually exit is for every Okay. Did any surprise? Did anybody got surprises?
Yes, there's a ladder.
There's a ladder. Who got the most right? Who did? Okay. Okay. Okay, so while you're walking around, have you found a first aid kit anywhere?
No, I know there's one downstairs. There's a white one downstairs on the wall. There's one upstairs in the
Okay,
attic.
for those who's in DVBS group, can you go find all the first aid that's in the church and mark them on the map, please? Is there one here?
Yeah, I started to pick up one big one, and then because it's shared with the VBS, we have the small portable one from the VBS before, which needs to be built.
So I know there's a fire alarm. Is that is there a fire sprinkler on the wall? No, I don't think it's just a light. Is there actually a sprinkler? Is there sprinklers in this building? I don't think it's just a fire light.
It's an alarm.
That's it. Yeah. There's no. I don't think it's.
Not all buildings have sprinklers though.
There should be a fire extinguisher then.
Especially for the kitchen.
There's a fire extinguisher in the kitchen.
There's a fire
It's not
extinguisher in the
everything.
kitchen. Yeah, I think so. Couple insurance.
Anybody know how to use it?
Couple insurance, you know, all that stuff. That's my regular kitchen.
Yeah, this is that dangling wire. Yeah, there's that dangling wire.
Oh, wait, yeah, yeah. I think he was there.
Eric's the close one, so he'll be the one who like walk and kick and hang.
Because what happens is if you're gone,
She have a Sue Ann do all that stuff. She used to do insurance, so she know. She remembers. Is Gary expired? November 12th, yeah.
Every year, we have to, the fireman has to come and check.
That check was December 2023.
Yeah, the fireman is every year. The fireman is
Yeah, so you're still not expired yet, so good. The fireman will check those kind of stuff. We just need to people know where it is.
But Claudia, there's the wire, cable wire dangling, just in case you guys get hanged.
thank you.
A shorties will be fine.
You know how kids like to pull on things. Let's see who can reach it.
That's true. That's true. That's very true. doing a dance. It's their little dance downstairs. Hey, you're not sitting where there's candy. You're not sitting where there's candy. You're a bad listener. Ma, they have bows. They have bows.
Okay. Now, do you guys know where all the first aid is?
Yeah.
Can you tell me where's the first aid here in this room?
In this room?
The most obvious people that we play most of the time. Where's the first aid kit? Where is the first aid kit in the English sanctuary? Kendra. Don't give me probability. Are you sure it's there? Okay. Did you check into the first aid kit to make sure all the stuff is in there? Well, then what's the point doing the tour? Okay. This is what you need to do for the next, to get ready for DVBS is you need to go through all the first aid or have asked Pastor Catherine somebody to go through it to make sure they are stuck. Okay, there's no point having a box, there's nothing in it that you can use, right? So make sure there's a Band-Aid, there's things you need that's in the first aid, and then make sure they are current. Thank you. And there isn't one here in the sanctuary, just so you know, we looked while you guys are gone. Okay, so you guys need to figure it out. And once Pastor Cat, where are you going to put the first aid kit once you buy one?
Probably we were just discussing on the back wall there.
By that door?
So where the door is, on the side there. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys know that? That's where the first aid kit's going to go, okay? And if you take it from somewhere else, you need to make sure you put it back where you got it from. Don't just take it and then not bring it back. Don't forget to make sure there's a first aid kit in your backpack. I heard that it is, okay? So now, I want you guys to go into different groups. So DVBS group, how many of you guys are? You're all here. No, I'm going to divide you between girls and boys. Okay, the boys in one group, the girls in another group. Girls, come here. Jaden, come. I want you to go around the church, okay, including the Chinese side, to find the space you can hide and no one can see you and put a sticker on it. Not including bathrooms, no. Oh, yeah, including bathroom door. It was, okay? No, you need to go together as a group. No, go with them. Go with them. Here, adults, want to give a shot? No, okay. Where you think you can hide, no one can see you. The spot you can hide, no one can see you. Yeah, sticky note. sticker you guys put on. Look at it. The pink stuff is not on the yellow stuff. I think they just, in case you did it, so they just walk away look for something else. See, the girls more detail, I guess, hey?
Do we still have some? Yeah.
That's why I spread them between the two.
Somewhere else?
You found somewhere else?
It's behind the drums.
That's not.
That's-
You'll be able
is
to
that in
see.
You see them though.
You see them. It's same thing with behind. Same thing with behind the gowns. You'll still be seen. Yeah, but you'll still be able to see seen. I don't know. Kivis?
They really want to hide.
Why? Oh, was vertical here? Hiya, Faidila.
What are you doing tonight?
Nothing.
Nothing? You got no more Robbie? Robbie? You done with that
Yeah, I'm
season?
done.
My goodness. She's feeling
But he also has my genes, so you don't know what's happening there yet. He's really scared that he gets my genes. If it's at least halfway to Alina, then okay, but if somehow he just misses from it. Currently he has social issues with independent behavior.
You done? Thank you, girls. Have a seat. You can sit together if you want. All right. Okay. How many? So Boy Scout put away a lot of stickers, and so where there's a sticker that you see, that means that's two. There's two reasons for this exercise is, now if you play hide and seek, chances are if you're missing a child, they could be any of those places that you guys walk around. Okay. And second thing is don't ever go into any of those places alone with a child. Somebody tell me why not. You cannot be seen what you're doing. What did you say, Clement? That's true too. Some of the places are pretty tiny. So anything with the stickers that you guys walk on just now in the church, that means those are hiding places, and those are very dangerous places. So do not ever, so the child wants to talk to you privately, that's not the place to go. Okay? The best place I would suggest you go is in that room right there. I don't even know what that room's called anymore.
We just call it the nursing mother's room, but it's.
Okay. So the reason that room is good is because there's windows all around. And then before you even go with the child to talk alone in that room, make sure there's another leader knows you're doing it. Okay? Don't ever do anything by yourself. You're not a hero. You don't need a hero here. All right? So you need to make sure you take that child there and let somebody else know. And that person who they tell you, need to check on them every 5 minutes, make sure everything's good. Okay? So So don't go to any of the place that you put sticker on. Now, go with the fire execution thing is, do you guys know where to go if there's a fire here in the building? Now you know how to get out, but you know where to go after you get out. Yeah? You do? Where? Terry Hayesville. Okay. Oh, many. Somebody loves you. But don't you love your imam more? Don't you love your imam more? She takes a bite. That's okay. I can have it too. Okay. So it's in the field Harry Hayes building by Harry Hayes. So do you take your children with you? If you're in the room with them? Fire. But what else do you need to take with you, with the children when you leave the room? The piece of paper, the document, the backpack. Okay? So if you go on the field trip and whoever had the backpack, make sure the backpack's somewhere easy to be grabbed if there's a fire. Okay? Now, let's do lockdown procedures. Where do you think you go if there's something going on outside and then there's guns, there's all these things? Where do you go? Where's your nearest? Okay, where do you go if you're right here? Do you guys know? Where? You have to run all the way to nursery, okay? And away from windows. And do you come out just because it sounds quiet outside? No, okay? So where else do you go if you're in the back already? Just go straight nursery. How about if you're downstairs? Where do you go? Do you guys all know where the storage room is? Yeah? Okay, so downstairs is storage room. Up here is our nursery, okay? You guys have to make sure you know where you go when there's a lockdown, okay? And stay there until the police comes. Don't just, the police will open the door for you, so don't just open it because someone said they're police. And you have to be really quiet, okay? I'm sure you did all the drills in school, so you know how it goes, okay? So be really, really careful, away from the windows, okay? Now I want to talk about last a little bit about how when you serve as a church, your dress code is very important. So if you're going home, this doesn't look quite appropriate, don't wear it. Just don't wear it. Okay, if you think it's appropriate, it's not appropriate. Don't wear it. Okay, and then please keep in mind that you're representing the church, so you need to make sure that you do everything appropriately, showing respect to others, okay? And then mini skirts and short shorts, I know they're really, really, really in right now, and but don't wear them for this kind of thing, okay? For coming out volunteering for DVBS, especially it's really hot. Tight leggings, or with a short shorts, that you can wear leggings, but you make sure shorts is on top of it. You don't just wear those leggings, okay? And then anything revealing, make sure you have some crop top underneath for the girls especially. For guys, yeah, don't wear Speedos and stuff like that, okay? Especially go swimming. If there's a water day, please don't wear tight swimming trunks. Yeah, don't wear tight swimming trunks, please don't. We don't need to know how sexy you can be, okay? And the same way, I'm gonna cell phone use. Okay, my rules in my church is no cell phone use while you're in ministry. Okay, and if you don't listen, if you break the rule once, your phone's out. Okay, you have to check your phone before you can serve ministry. So I don't know how strict yours are, but please do not use your cell phone while you're doing ministry. Okay, your friends can wait. You're not gonna die because they can get hold of you. Just let them know before you start serving that, hey, I'm actually not around because I'm serving, okay? And then also, don't take pictures of the events on your cell phone. Please don't, okay? It doesn't matter we get consent from the parents. There will be a designated person who can take pictures from what's going on, but don't use your own cell phone taking pictures of the children, okay? Because you never know what's going to happen. If your phone got hacked or something, and the picture of children can be out there, which is not a good thing. Okay, so please do not use your own cell phone. Okay, then please do not take selfies of yourself with children or post them. Okay, no posting, period. I don't care the Snapchat because it disappears. Nothing. Okay? No posting, period. If you choose to take selfie of yourself after the kids are gone, there's no kids in the middle of the picture, on a snap, that's on your own. But during ministry time, not at all. Okay? Not at all. Okay? If you're designated a photographer for the day or whatever, please don't tell somebody else to do it for you. You be that photographer, okay, and be responsible, okay? So don't pass that buck to somebody else. Okay, youth leaders. Who's the youth leaders here? Only two of you? Jaden and Kendra. Okay. So what do you need to be as a youth leader? Young and dumb. Okay. Did you learn that from your dad? No, just kidding. Alan. Oh, okay. You can be young, can be dumb. Just don't do anything dumb. How's that? There. Okay. You are young. You are young. Okay. Just don't be the dumb and dumber kind of thing. Do you guys know what I'm talking about here? Yeah. Okay. But what happens is you guys are very important people, the youth leaders, okay? I grew up looking up to my youth leaders, okay? Good thing I have good youth leaders, right? I turned out okay, I think. My sister turned out okay, I think. We all have youth leaders we look up to. We all have one, right? So what you need to do is, you youth leaders, you need to live with your lifestyle, okay? So if you think you tell your youth not to do, that means you don't do it. Okay? Does that make sense? So what's the things that you tell your kids not to do, but you're actually doing it right now? Let's start with Manny.
Play on your phone in class.
Play on your phone in class. Yeah, no. Okay? What's some things that you think that your leader tell you not to do, but they do it? Come on, you guys all have a leader. Huh? Swearing. Wow. Okay. Actual swearing words? Okay. Taught them how to do it? They do it too? Okay. So that means whatever is not a good thing to do for your youth, you shouldn't do it, period. Okay? And also, youth leaders, you're not allowed to date people that's in your youth, period. No dating allowed. If you think you love her that much, you can quit being a youth leader. Is that a good thing? Let me remind you, status tells me, or has proven, if you start dating in junior high, there's a 1% chance that you get married. So here's what I tell my children all the time, okay? Why, for the boys, why are you investing in other people's wife? Spending all this money on the person that you're not going to be married in the end. Okay, for the girls, why are you training other person's husband? You are training them, trust me. Girls are trained boys, okay? And then why are you training somebody else's husband when you can save it for your own husband later? Okay, think of that. So please don't do anything while you are doing youth ministry. Okay, don't think, oh, she's really cute. Wait until she's 18. She's still cute. Go for it. Okay, serving together. If your boyfriend and girlfriend are serving together, that's fine. But you don't need to show affection while you're serving. Okay, because your job at that time serving youth is to be that leader. So what does the leader need to look like? What does your leader need to look like? Clement Ewan. I don't think he has ever been a youth leader. Have you ever been a youth leader, Clement? Have you really? Oh, I don't remember that part. Is that Edmonton? Where was I? Oh, this. Sorry, Sarah. Your leader? Okay, I must not already be here. Like, I must not be here. I'm too old. I was in a married couple group. Okay, so you need to make sure you be like Clement Amy, I guess. See, Okay, they dated for 10 years before they got married. So if you want to be like them, you can wait. Go on you, go on you. Okay. And drinking alcohol is another thing, okay? I know you're 18. I know you can smoke and drink. It's all legal here. But please don't do it. Don't smoke, period. Okay? You know why? It's not good for you health-wise. And then it's not good for you to be that example, okay? So please don't. If you want to serve your youth leader, please don't smoke. And drinking, don't get drunk, okay? And don't drink right before you come on Friday night or you will come on Sunday morning, okay? We can tell you've been drinking, trust me. Pastor Kat can tell, and then she'll give you some water, you'll know, okay? So don't get drunk, okay? You don't be silly enough to try to push your limit when you're a leader, as a youth leader, because it's not worth it. It's not worth it, okay? You need to live by your lifestyle, not just be the leader. Your lifestyle, that's huge, okay? We ask you for a lot, but it's because you're doing this to honor Jesus. You're serving the church and serving God, serving the Lord's bride. You can't just do all these silly things. Okay, so you need to be all together when you do that kind of stuff. Okay, so no excessive drinking and no drugs, please. No smoking. Okay, and also if you movies, is a scary movie a good thing for you to watch? Who likes scary movies? Oh, nobody likes scary movies here. We're good. Okay. So just make sure that if you do things that's not edifying, do you guys know what that means? Okay, if you do something that's not adding value to anything else that you're watching or you're doing, and then if you're a leader, just don't do it. Okay? If you go, oh, I don't want anybody to know I'm doing this, guess what? You probably shouldn't do it. Okay? Yes, Manny. The what? Oh, that's violent. Yeah, if you can handle it. If you watch with mom and dad, maybe. Dad approve. No, but again, if you feel like, okay, this is not a good thing to do, or this video game is getting out of hand, chances are you might want to think it twice and then stop it. Okay? Think it twice and stop, especially video games. Okay? Because a lot of people, that's their social life. So you have to be really, really, really careful with that. Okay? We want you to hang out with the youth, but you don't have to be all their friend, the only friend. Does that make sense? Okay? When I was a pastor, I used to tell people, the newcomers, they get attached to new pastors because we're friendly. Okay? I will always tell them, I'm your worst friend. If you don't start attaching somebody else, I won't be here much longer because I cannot be your friend. Okay? So you're a youth leader. You're there for a reason. You're there to guide them spiritually, emotionally, physically, to admire who Jesus is. Okay? But you don't always have to be their friend. If you decide to connect with them on Snapchat and stuff, make sure you do a group chat thing. Don't do a single thing, especially a boy and girl thing. Okay? Don't join Snap with somebody else alone. Okay? Do a group thing if you can. Okay? Or wait till they're 18 again. Wait till they're 18. Okay? Again, even with youth leaders, you cannot hug them or bang right on. You have to give a one arm thing, a high five, and and stuff like that. So no physical touch too much. Okay? And no dating. Now, are you allowed to drive youth home? What's the rules here? Depends on depends on gender? Okay. 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 Did you hear that? Okay, got that? Okay, for DVBS, if you have one child left behind, you don't drive them home, you wait till mom shows up. Okay? You leave them here until parents show up. And not just one person stay behind to wait. You make sure there's 2 of you. Okay? Minimum 2 of you. Does that make sense? Okay? Probably chances are it's going to be the higher staff person that had to stay behind. The volunteers probably can go first. Okay? Do not let the volunteers stay by themselves, so even 2 of them, but with the child. Let's not be picked up. All right? So that's necessary. And what do you do after, okay, the youth is done. What do you do with VBS after you're done? You just walk, just go home? Do you want to clean up? After the day. Do you have procedures for that? Yeah. Yeah, I would suggest that your volunteers stay behind a little bit just so that you can help to debrief to what's going on. Is any child need to be in different group? Sometimes we do that a lot because that child may act out with one person but will not act out with another person, so it may be smarter to change that child to different group. Sometimes just be a peer thing too, okay? So you may want to go through that at least once a week to get a group meeting, and so you can debriefing what's going on for the DVS for you guys, okay? So please do not hide anything or not communicate anything that while during the day so that everybody knows what's going on, okay? Your leaders are together as a team. You're not working against each other, you're working with each other, okay? So you need to make sure you let each other know what's going on, okay? Just to keep you safe. Now, if there's an injury during outings, what do you do? Manny? You need to fix it. How do you fix it? Okay. And it doesn't matter what you do. Please clean up. Please use the gloves. Okay. Bring extra gloves so that you can put the gloves on, then put the Band-Aid on, or even to wash out the blood and whatever. So do not touch your blood, any blood or anything with your bare hand. Okay, I know it's children, but to protect you, you better not touch any of the blood. So please, doesn't matter how you do a Band-Aid or whatever, that's easy, still wear a glove. Okay, that's minor injury. However, if it's a major injury, what happens? The kid got hit by a car on the way across the street. EMS right away, yes. And next person you call? The parents, yes. And then Pastor Cat, yes. Somebody else can call Pastor Cat, how's that? Okay, so if the child is breathing but he got hit, can move, don't try to move the child, okay? If you take a first aid, who has a first aid here in this group? You guys all take your first aid already? Expired. Okay, Kendra's current? Jaden's good? Yours is good still? Good. Okay, so just because you have first aid doesn't also you don't want to be a hero either, right? So don't go and move it. Anything they teach you in first aid, do what they said. If you don't remember it, call 911. Okay? Because they will walk it through with you what to do, what need to be done. All right? Just make sure you talk to the 911, talk to the parents, somebody else call Pastor Cat. And then they know where your location is. Okay? Okay. And taking medication. My rule in my church is we do not do any medication in my church, even Tylenol. Okay, we need written consent from the parents, which is part of our application form. There's a paragraph there that says, if your child needs to be given Tylenol, can we do it? What's the CCPC's rule count? Okay, so no medication allowed. See, even with EpiPen, we said that we need to have a child hold it themselves, and we just kind of help them. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So make sure you remember all our stuff that medication is not allowed to be given by you. So do not touch that. We'll come to the AB pens. That'll be something that talk to the leaders to have them do it. Don't, as a volunteer, I will not touch it. Does that make sense? Bring the child to Manny, to Jaden, to Kendra. Okay. And you also key, right? You also a leader, right? Okay. So 4 of them. Okay. Any questions on any last stuff? No? So there's a one session called tornadoes. Only Alberta has that one. Okay. So what happens if there's a tornado outside? Go to the basement. Alan said go to the basement. And then away from the windows, please. Okay? I know basement had a corner. There are barely any windows back there. So find a corner that had no windows and then shelter yourself. All right? So that's the tornadoes. But can you tell if the tornadoes happening? Right now it's really easy because we all get emergency alert. Okay? So that's where it goes beep, beep, beep. Everybody gets one. Okay? So make sure when you see that happen, it was in this neighborhood downtown, you make sure you get downstairs real quick. Okay? Forget anything else. But what if you're outside on the field trip? So Pastor Cat, what happened if they're on the Princess Island?
Yeah, there's a river cafe.
Okay, can you add that to your to-do list? And maybe you need to take a walk. I think the leaders need to take a walk and take a look at where you can do. So wherever you're gonna go visit the zoo or wherever, you make sure you can kind of know where you need to be for.
I'm going with the tree.
Okay, so find anything you have no answer right now. Maybe you need to find that answer before July comes. Okay, you got a couple weeks to figure that one out. Okay. So unfortunately, abuse does happen. Unfortunately, tornadoes can happen. Fire could happen. All this could happen. But I'm pretty sure God will bless us and none of that will happen. But you need to do your part. Okay? You need to do your part to be respectful, to read the policies, to know what to do. Okay? If you don't know what to do, talk to Pastor Cat right now before the kids start coming in July. Okay? If you're really confused about it, goes, I really don't know about this, talk to Pastor Cat. Okay? She will walk you through more and then make sure you know what to do so you'll be comfortable. Don't be scared because it's not going to happen. We'll give you the bad news, just like doctors always do, right? With this drug, you got all these side effects and blah, 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 could kill you over the end of the day. Well, you still need to take the meds because you need the meds, right? I'm just trying to break it down to you that these things can happen, but so you know what to look out for and what to be careful with, okay? Anyone have any questions right now? No? Clement, can I ask you to pray to close this session up for us? Talk about timing. God says that He heard your prayer there. That was His amen. That's right. Well, thank you so much for coming on Saturday afternoon, and I hope that pray you guys have an awesome, awesome DBBS this summer, and also the serving during the year. Thank you so much.